Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a week of Disneyland videos as I am getting ready to spend 10 days in Southern California, and I'm so glad that you're here. So yes, you heard that correctly. Over the next 6 days or so, maybe even 7, depending on how well I can get my act together, I'm gonna be bringing you guys a video every single day in preparation for my upcoming trip where I am attending VidCon. I'm going to Disneyland, and then my family and I are gonna be in Newport Beach. It is an epic trip. I have been planning it, I think, since January. It has been so much fun, and I'm so excited to bring you guys these videos because there's going to be a giveaway thrown in there. Of course, there will be a packing video because it's me, so I always have to do a packing video. There's going to be a pre-trip shopping haul, and I know you're not going to want to miss any of it. So right now, before you do anything else, please go hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell notifications to receive all the notifications for the upcoming videos because it's going to be a fabulous week. And also, this kicks off my birthday month, and what better way to celebrate my birthday month than a trip to Disneyland, right? So really excited for all of the videos. Today, though, I want to talk about the differences when planning a trip to Disneyland Resort in California and Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Now, I grew up going to Disneyland Park. We lived in Huntington Beach, so we were very close to Disneyland. I went all the time as a kid. I have amazing memories there, and I really do consider it my home park, but it is a vastly different animal when it comes to planning than Walt Disney World in Florida. So let's just start with the sheer size. The Disneyland Resort, both theme parks and the resort hotels, encompasses about 500 acres of land. So not small, right? 500 acres. That's a pretty decent size. In contrast, the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida takes up 40 square miles. So let your brain kind of process that for a minute. 500 acres, 40 square miles. So obviously there is a huge size difference. And I like to think that size, when it comes to theme parks, doesn't always mean that one is better and one is not as good. I just think that Disneyland in California has a much more intimate feel, and you definitely approach a visit there much differently. So let's start with length of stay. When people ask me how long should I go to Walt Disney World if it's our family's first visit, I always recommend a week and at minimum 5 days if you want to do all 4 theme parks and you want to come home not feeling like, you've been beaten up. So definitely recommend 5 to 7 days as kind of the ideal length for a Walt Disney World vacation. On the flip side, Disneyland Resort in California, because all you have is the Magic Kingdom Park, which is referred to as Disneyland Park, and California Adventure, only takes up 500 acres. Everything's very walkable. It's just the 2 theme parks. You can easily cover both of those theme parks in 3 days, and really you could do it in 2. 3 days would give you a little bit more relaxed pace. And if you had some extra time, I definitely recommend combining a trip to Disneyland Resort with a beach vacation, which is what our family is doing. It's a great way to kind of get a, weeks-long vacation with a little bit of Disney and a little bit of Pacific Ocean and, maybe a little bit of Hollywood if you're into that kind of thing. The other thing that's really different are the hotel offerings. Now, at Walt Disney World, with that 40 square miles, you really do want to be on property, in my opinion. At Disneyland, however, things are much closer together, and they have what they call good neighbor hotels that are in the surrounding neighborhood. Now, I actually went to the Disneyland Resort website and I counted how many good neighbor hotels are there. There are 49 good neighbor hotels. 49. And all of your major hotel chains are there. Residence Inn, which is actually where I'll be staying this next trip. There's a Hyatt, there's a Hilton. One of our family's favorites is the Candy Cane Inn, which is still privately operated and is the sweetest little hotel. I absolutely love it there. There is a shuttle that will take you from the theme park drop-off area directly to your hotel that is incredibly convenient if either you don't want to walk or you're tired or whatever the case may be. But the entire area is is just much more compact. You can actually very easily walk from your hotel to Disneyland Park, to California Adventure, to Disney Springs, all within, a 15-20 minute walk. So it is not as necessary, in my opinion, to stay at the on-property hotels at Disneyland. Now, the on-property hotels are amazing. You have the Grand Californian, you have the Disneyland Hotel, and you have the Paradise Pier Hotel. I've never stayed at the Paradise Pier Hotel, but I have stayed at the other two. They're beautiful. They are everything you would expect from Disney. But they also come at a very hefty price. So I don't think you can go wrong with any of the Good Neighbor hotels. I think the Good Neighbor hotel that's the furthest away is still less than a mile. So you would want to take, the shuttle with that one. But most of them are a half mile or less. Some of them are directly across the street. Some of them are even closer to the main gate of the theme parks than the Disney owned and operated hotels. The next thing that's really different about the planning is how far in advance you plan things. Although they do have a dining reservation system set up at Disneyland, it is nothing like what you see at Walt Disney World. Nobody is online at 180 days out. I believe their restaurant reservations open at 60 days out. I'll double check that and put it here if it's different than that. And there's just not the competition for the reservations that you see at Walt Disney World. So it's not unusual at all to be able to get same day availability. Having said that, if there is a restaurant, like I really like Napa Rose at Grand Californian, if there's really a place you want to eat for a special meal, I still would make that reservation in advance, but it's not the crazy up at 6 a.m. to make the ADR situation that Walt Disney World is. So you can definitely be a lot more relaxed with your dining plans. The other big difference is how FastPass works. So you cannot get FastPasses in advance at Disneyland or California Adventure. What you can do, however, is add MaxPass, and what that does is it gives you the ability to actually load your theme park admission, and then you can make FastPass plans on the day of from your phone. But the other option that is no charge is the old school Walt Disney World FastPass system. So those of you that miss the old school way of running from attraction to attraction and getting multiple FastPasses, you can still do that at Disneyland. So you can do that to your heart's content. All of that must be done on the day of, which makes for, kind of a less stressful experience as you're planning your trip. I found it a little odd as I was getting ready for this trip that I wasn't doing more planning. I mean, I'm so excited about Galaxy's Edge and seeing the castle all pretty, and there are definitely things I want to do, and I have a loose schedule of what I'm going to do in my head, but I didn't have any need to do all of this pre-planning to ensure that I was going to have a great trip. So I actually think that's kind of a nice thing about Disneyland, but it is a departure from what you're going to experience when you're planning your trip to Disney World. So aside from that, obviously the smaller footprint, the differences in hotels, the difference in FastPass, you're still getting a big heaping bucket of Disney magic. I find that the castle with the little park, which by the way is Sleeping Beauty Castle, Cinderella's is in Orlando, this is Sleeping Beauty's castle, to have so much charm and so much history. And whenever I visit there, just the idea that Walt actually opened this park, he frequented this park. If you want to watch a fantastic scene that's actually filmed in Disneyland, go watch Saving Mr. Banks, the scene where Emma Thompson's character, the woman who wrote Mary Poppins, P.L. Travers, is taken to Disneyland by Walt himself. I remember being a little girl and being able to drive and park right up close to the gates and just walk right in. Obviously, so much has changed, but a lot about Disneyland has not changed, and I cannot wait to get there in how long now? When this video goes up, it should be 6 days, I think, before my trip. 6 days, I cannot wait. So more to come. Make sure you're subscribed for all of the Disney Week videos. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And if you have any planning questions about Disneyland, put them in the comments below. I'll definitely be doing more videos when I get back from my trip, just kind of about the differences between the two theme parks. I'll see you soon. Be good to each other. Bye-bye.